electrician threw him.
Shot, killed in the line of duty.
All right, this is the news conference in Florida about the manhunt for an accused or for someone who shot and killed a police officer this morning. Let's listen.
I announce that Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton, a 17-year veteran of the Orlando Police Department, lost her life today at approximately 7:40 a.m. Here's some of the details of the case. About 7:17 a.m., she checked out, attempted to contact a murder suspect at the Walmart, Princeton and John Young. 2 minutes later, we received calls that an officer had been shot, and immediately emergency assistance went out and officers responded. A suspect was spotted by a deputy sheriff, Captain Carter, leaving the scene. He fired at the deputy near the area of North Lane and Pine Hills Road, striking his unmarked vehicle. The deputy was not hurt. The suspect then carjacked the vehicle, fled, and later abandoned the vehicle near Rosemont and Cinder Lane Parkway. There is a manhunt currently underway for Markeith Lloyd. And Markeith Lloyd is a suspect that this community is familiar with, and he should be considered armed and dangerous. He is a suspect in the murder of a pregnant woman in the jurisdiction of Orange County Sheriff's Office. While en route, one of our motor officers, Officer Robert Castro, was injured, not related to the shooting, but he was responding. He will be okay. He has minor injuries. We have a lot of police resources trying to catch the suspect. Local, state, and federal authorities are all working together diligently to bring him to justice, and he will be brought to justice. I can assure the community that. I've spoken at length with Deborah's family. At the Orlando Police Department, we're a huge family. We really are. And, I always tell our officers that your families are our families. So we are giving everything her husband needs. She's married, and she also has 2 children. And we're going to be assisting them through this very, very difficult time, and also providing resources for our officers during such a hard time. I've personally known Deborah for 17 years and have worked with her in different assignments. She was extremely committed to our youth and really the community. And she did so many different projects in the community. She organized several marches against violence by herself. That's how committed she is. Deborah Clayton is a hero, and she gave her life protecting the community that she loves. She will be deeply missed. I'm going to stick around for questions afterwards. Right now I'm going to turn it over to the sheriff.
Let me begin by first offering my condolences to the family of Master Sergeant Clayton. She's someone that I know very well. In fact, I hired her when I was the Orlando Police Chief to be a member of the Orlando Police Department. And at one point we attended the same church. And so my heart certainly goes out to her family as well as the entire Orlando Police Department and the city of Orlando as we deal with those circumstances. Chief Mina has provided a very quick summary of what brought us here today. I will reiterate some of the facts that the chief reviewed. The Orange County Sheriff's Office responded to this incident after an emergency call for assistance went out from their agency. We had numerous members of my agency respond to this incident that started for us at about 7:19 this morning after a suspect description was put out. Based on the vehicle description, one of my captains from the agency was responding into the area, observed a vehicle matching the description, traveling at somewhat of a high rate of speed. The captain did a U-turn, and the individual fled from the captain, also fired at least one shot at the captain, which is why we now also have charges pending for the subject for attempted murder of a law enforcement officer from that scenario. As we kind of move forward today, the chief indicated that we have a significant manhunt underway in the broader Pine Hills area. I'm going to ask the citizens and the other members of the public who are in that area to understand that there's lots of law enforcement officers there. Allow us some space to be able to do our jobs safely and to bring this individual into custody. I say that because this morning we've had several other law enforcement officers who have been injured as they have been pursuing this individual. Sadly, I have to share with you this morning that in my nearly 36-year career, this is probably one of the toughest days for me in my career. Because not only did we lose an Orlando police officer today, we lost an Orange County deputy sheriff as well, who was traveling on his motorcycle as a result of these broad efforts that we have underway. A motorist turned in front of him based on eyewitness testimony. He had a green light. He was not traveling at any inordinate rate of speed. He was transported here to Orlando Regional as a trauma alert. And I have to say to the physicians here, we appreciate their efforts because I saw the sense of urgency with them, and I know that they gave everything that they could to try to save the life of one of my deputy sheriffs who unfortunately did not survive his injuries. I'm not going to identify that deputy sheriff at this time because he's a single deputy sheriff without family here in the area. Family is in another location, and we're working with the authorities there to make the announcement and make contact with his family. So we will not release his information until after that has taken place. And so for all of the Metro Orlando area, for Floridians, for people in this nation today, to lose 2 law enforcement officers during this Law Enforcement Officer Appreciation Day is indeed a tragedy. Again, I reiterate that we still have work to do to try to locate the subject that is responsible for this incident. That subject has been identified as Markeith Lloyd Sr., date of birth October the 8th, 1975. Those of you here in the media, you have been provided previously to this day with his photographs. We have been looking for, actively and very aggressively looking for Markeith Lloyd for the last couple of weeks and have not been able to locate him. That indicates to me that he's receiving help from someone, and we're calling upon sensible individuals to help us bring him to justice on this day. We have numerous charges at this point that are pending. On behalf of the 2,500 men and women of the Orange County Sheriff's Office, We're sad on this day for many reasons. We still have to work, and I know in looking in the eyes of my staff, they are 100% committed to continuing to do their jobs to keep this community safe. God bless you all.
You can see and you can hear the grief coming from these officers, the police chief and the sheriff in Orlando, announcing the very tragic news of the loss of this woman right here, Officer Deborah Clayton, a 17-year veteran of the Orlando Police Force, answering the call of duty this morning, and she was shot, according to local reports, multiple times by a suspect. A wife, a mother of two, doing her job this morning, killed in the line of duty.
And unfortunately not the only law enforcement officer who died as a result of this. A deputy sheriff was also killed on his motorcycle in connection to this. He was trying to take part in either the search. The manhunt is underway right now, a manhunt for a suspect named Markeith Lloyd. He was the man allegedly at this Walmart who shot Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton multiple times. Markeith Lloyd, you can see a picture of him right here. He's also wanted in connection with another murder in the area of a pregnant woman. He is to be considered armed and dangerous right now as this manhunt is underway. Several schools in that area are under lockdown right now. We will keep you posted on this, and obviously our hearts go out to the families of Master Sergeant Deborah Clayton and the deputy sheriff who lost their lives this morning.
Absolutely. Keeping a very close eye there, and also keeping our eye on Washington right now as we need to turn to politics and the very jam-packed week ahead. The last full week of preparation before the president's inauguration starting tomorrow.